I got a lot on the table, so I have to get back at it for you folks in Black Hebrew YAHSHARALITES. I'm preparing to bring some of this law, the statutes and commandments that will be after these eschatology things get done. We got to clear up that and bring forth some stuff with that and tap these people on their shoulders about that. And boy, that together with the questions, all the other topics, eschatology, 400-year prophecy, all this stuff, and all these questions, but I got to get straight to these questions. I'm trying to finish this up. I can't move on until I get rid of all these questions. But I do keep bringing stuff in between the questions to give you time to read the question if y'all ever going to read them, which I doubt. I know y'all ain't going to read no questions. Not on 214. But I'm putting them out there. I know probably wasting my doggone breath. A little bit of breath I got left in this temple. I'm probably wasting my breath, but most likely. But I understand the procedures. You don't want to get caught up believing something that the mores and the teachers and the captains and the leaders of the BHI camps or no camp. You don't want to get caught up disagreeing with them, because then you're going to get hammered, pressured, cornered. Question number 80. 180 we're on. 214 of them. We left off at 179. I'm going to get straight to it. 180. 6 things, oops, confusion, BHI also might believe this. Y'all might believe this on question number 180. Might. Don't tell us what we believe. Why do dispensationalists say we are on earth when we die? That's number one. We're on earth now, obviously. When we die, we go to heaven. Y'all know I've been saying that. That's what the preacher says too. The Christian says that. And after the rapture, for those who believe in the rapture, a lot of Christians don't believe in no rapture. We come back to the earth. Reincarnation. I guess you be raised out the grave, then you go get another body, and blah blah blah. I guess in the Millennium Kingdom you'll come back to the earth. Question number 4. 180 has 6 points. Number 4. At the rapture we go back to heaven. So you come from. This is probably Christianity more or less. I don't know. Maybe you BHIs forget your briefcase and your suitcase got eschatology from your Christian days. At the second return, the power sewer they got coming, we come back to the earth 7 years later to be there for 1,000 years. Yeah, that 1,000 years woke up you Black Hebrew YAHSHARALITEs. 1,000 years, y'all love that word. The Millennium Kingdom in the future. My buddy Lou Rugg. Y'all probably wonder who this guy is. Somebody who's now my friend, somewhat, I guess. But we used to battle, power talk, with eschatology. But now we have to respect one another. Either that or we just keep going to war. Anyway, after the 1,000 years, we go to the new heaven and new earth. Oh, there you go, BHIs. Y'all definitely connected to number 6. That's right, 5 and 6 out of question 180. That definitely deals with y'all, the BHI gang. That's right. Question number 181. The world not ending. Oops. Y'all don't like that. I know y'all want this world to end. Y'all want everybody to die soon. Question 181. If the world is going to end, why does the scripture say, he says Bible, say it will never end? Oops. I gotta say oops because that's one of my favorites. Oops. Never end. He capitalized the word never. Bereshit 8:21-22. Psalm 78:69. Psalms 89:36-37. Psalms 93:1. Psalms 96:10. Psalms 104:5. Psalms 119:90. Psalms 148:44-6. Yeshayahu 45:17. Ecclesiastes 1:4. Ephesians 3:21. Also Genesis for me, my own little notes there. Genesis chapter 9, 1-17. Major points I put on next to question 181. Bam! The world, the planet will never end. Y'all need to ask your mores. Well, he probably... Now, let me stop saying stuff, man, because personally, I keep... I just don't. I don't get it. Now y'all don't know all those verses. Hebrew laity. They ain't never show you all those verses when they teach in the seminar, these classes, about the eschatology, even though they mainly talk about genealogy most of the time, or breaking down words, laws, statutes, commandments, eating, polygamy, well, but they ain't gonna show you all them verses. Them are all verses. That ain't for no full preterist book. We ain't like the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witness. We got some little extra book. Them are all scriptures. The world ain't coming to no end, people. Only thing coming to end is your breath, your ruah, and your temple. You gonna die physically. You got to go. I gotta go. Y'all gonna go. We gonna go. 182. Like manner. Back to Acts 1:11. If like manner exactly how Yahushua will return as he left in Acts 1:11, that's what y'all teach. I've been hearing that for 1,002 years. I like the word 1,000 because that's how long I've been hearing it. Does that mean that Yahushua left while all the tribes of the earth land, because that's really talking about, should be tribes of the land, not the whole entire globe, were wailing? Zechariah 12:10, Matthew 24:30, Revelation 1:7. If like manner is exactly how Yahushua would return as he left, Acts 1:11, men in Galilee. Y'all ain't from no Galilee. Your last name ain't Galilee. You ain't know nobody who live in Galilee. Does that mean that Yahushua left while all the tribes on the land were wailing? Same thing like manna in those verses. Like manna again, 183 question. If like manna is exactly how Yahushua will return as he left in Acts 1:11, does that mean Yahushua left riding on a white horse, like in Revelation 19:11? Question number 184, like manna. If like manna is exactly how Yahushua would return as he left in Acts 1:11, does that mean that Yahushua left judging every man according to his works, Matthew 16:27, Revelation 22:12? Like manna, question 185. If like manna exactly how Yahushua will return as in Acts 1:11, does that mean that Yahushua left and raised the dead in HaMashiach in like manna in 1 Thessalonians 4:16 and 17? We don't want the resurrection to be in the first century, that's for sure. So, y'all gonna find, oh, good, the spin doctor, the Hebrew spin doctor. Like manna, 186. If like manna exactly how Yahushua returned in like manna and left as he left in Acts 1:11, does that mean that Yahushua left with a sword coming out of his mouth, Revelation 19:15, like manna? This is, I know y'all glad. How many like manna that was? That was 5 in a row, like manna. Something to think about, right? Something to question. Since they always quote in Acts 1:11. Been hearing that for, I don't know how long. I know y'all keep tired of me, keep talking about how long I've been hearing it. Because that's how long I've been hearing it. And I'm still hearing it now. Again, for the BHIs. Even though I ain't around none of y'all. Watching y'all YouTubes, listening to y'all teach. Y'all don't never talk about like man. Y'all so busy on genealogy, boy. Y'all know. You don't have to preach to the preach. Y'all don't have to teach the Hebrew laity about no eschatology because they already believe what you're gonna say. Y'all live in the last days, so you ain't gotta explain nothing. Excuse me. All you gotta do is talk about the signs of what's happening. Put a YouTube up and something happened in Norway. Something happened with the fish. Something happened with the earthquake over here. Question 187. If the end of the age is still in the future, why in Matthew 13:39, 24:3, does it say does it say it was in the future, but only 30 years later, Hebrews 9:26, where the verse says 30 years after it was said in Matthew 13:39, 24:3, and Hebrews 9:26, the end of the age was present day, Hebrews 9:26. Folks, I don't know if y'all old or not, call y'all folks. People's Hebrew laity, wake up. You talking about you wake up. How can the people justify the end of the age stretching beyond its 30-year fulfillment after hearing same thing about Hebrews 9:26. How can it be the end of the world or end of the planet? End times, unbiblical terminology. End times, unbiblical terminology. End times. 30 years, beyond 30 years. When Hebrews was written according to his calculation, when the book of Matthew was written and the book of Hebrews was written. Gosh. Question 189. Church and Israel and the resurrection. That's question number 189. Goodness. Y'all hear the word church. Assembly. Let's just change assembly so y'all won't panic. If Yasharel and the Nazarene church are two different groups of people who have two separate covenants, and the hope of Israel is the resurrection, the hope of Israel is what? The hope of Israel is the resurrection, Acts 23:6, 24, 14 and 15, 26, 6 and 8. That's right. That's all three verses. Totally correct. I know them by heart. That's right. Why is it taught that Christians, because he's talking to Christians, will experience any type of resurrection, being that it was only for Israel? Well, yeah, the gospel is only for Israel, so the resurrection is only going to be those who are Israelites. Everything Israelites. Wrong. It's like the first century people who were real first century Yehudim. If you're teaching only this gospel and only stuff for Israelites, you are about as wrong. I know that gets y'all upset. I know that gets y'all up steaming out through your nose. Too bad. So what? Question 190. If it's not talking to Christians, guy wrote this thing, Christians and Jews, he's talking. If the Christians, Nazarenes, well, I'm going to leave it as Christians. If the Christians will be resurrected, but the hope of Israel is the resurrection, and the resurrection is the hope of the believer, Romans 8:25, Titus 2:13, would that not clearly prove that the believer in Yahushua HaMashiach considered Israel, Galatians 6:15-16. See, when you get this genealogy thing and reverting it back to the 1st century to the 21st century, a cultic type of thing, where you isolate everybody on the earth and the planet, and you put this thing into a Hebrew Israelite, like the same thing we can read in Scripture. You think somebody ain't going to read this stuff and see it? You think somebody ain't going to see it just like the Christians do with the Jews? The Christians will do the same thing with the Jews, who have the same mindset like some of y'all, the black Hebrew YAHSHARALITEs, when it comes to us, black Hebrew Israelites, Jews, our forefathers, that's what the Jews say to the Christians. They're not talking to black Hebrew YAHSHARALITes. Christians are not talking to black Hebrew YAHSHARALITes. I am, but that's the same thing they say to them. That's what this pamphlet, 240 questions about. It's the Christians and it's the Jews, depending on what the terminology or the question is. Question 191. I'm not even going to rapture. There we go. He talking about people who believe in the rapture. So maybe this fits some of you. I might as well read the question. If dispensationalists can believe in an invisible spiritual coming of Mashiach, he's talking about y'all believe physical, so y'all probably don't have nothing to do with this. For the rapture, then why do they condemn the preterists for teaching that the very same nature of fulfillment in 70 AD? He's calling out the people who believe in the rapture spiritually, but then they condemn the preterists for saying what happened in 66 to 70 AD. But y'all on the other hand, y'all looking for physical. With a physical body or whatever height he was, whatever weight he was, he got to come back just like manna. Y'all wasn't living in Galilee. Clouds represents judgment. This is YouTube yesterday, I guess the other day with that. Cloud represents judgment, coming on judgment. Matthew 24:64. Creeds, I'm going to skip right over that because creeds is number 192. That's for Christians. Creeds. Oh, man. I'm going to have to skip over because that's creeds. That's Christianity. 193. Delay. I put crap. Ooh. Delay, 193. If Yahushua and the apostle all taught Yahushua's coming was thousands of years away, as dispensational teachers and BHIs and black Hebrew YAHSHARALITEs teach that was thousands of years to our day, because we live in last days now, because that's what y'all do teach. Why were the Thessalonians so upset about their loved ones who died before the coming of Hamashiach? 1 Thessalonians 4:13. This doesn't matter. Ain't about them. It's about us. This doesn't matter. Who cares what they were crying about? And number 194, delay again. 194, question 194. It is possible that the inspired apostle Shaul told that Yahushua was coming in their lifetime. Is it possible? Is it possible, you people? Can it be possible? He was coming in their lifetime, which is why they were upset when some of them died before Hamashiach came, as well as the two goofballs that the Christians love to preach against, the so-called preterists. I'm glad I haven't said these words in all these questions. That the Hymenaeus and Phytilis, who saying the resurrection had passed already, overthrown the faith of some. 2 Timothy is, I think it's chapter 2, verses 16, 17, and 18. Here we go. Live in New York City. I'm sorry, folks. Did Shaul mislead the Thessalonians if he taught that Yahushua was coming in their lifetime? That's question 194. I just said that why would they say before he came 194? Question to follow with number 195 is where I come from all the time. It's my point. Did Shaul mislead the Thessalonians if he taught them that Yahushua was coming in their lifetime? But Yahushua didn't really come in their lifetime. Y'all know that's my favorite. One of my favorites. I just don't understand it. Why Shaul would sit up there and lie. All lies, it says in the book of Revelation, how they part lake of fire. And Shaul, sure enough, did lie. Well, he made a mistake. He didn't really understand what he was saying because it's a partial. Shaul, question 196. If Shaul had the Thessalonians that they would be alive when Hamashiach comes, as he writes it, yet they all died and Hamashiach still hasn't come for 2,000 years. Does that mean Shaul's writings are not inspired? They're inspired, all right. What is not inspired is something else that we read and hear today across the world for 2,000 years from Christians, Jews, and black Hebrew Israelites and Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, everybody else. That is what's not inspired. Y'all garbage is what's not inspired when it comes to eschatology. I'm supposed to really believe y'all over scripture? Y'all really believe that? Y'all really seriously think about that? The man lied to them, and I'm supposed to believe him now, 2019 years, talking about something on CNN or TBN or whatever else? Really? 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 There we go. Look, I knew the high meanings of was coming out. Question 197. If Shaul had taught the assemblies to believe in a physical resurrection, if he did, that's what y'all say he was saying, how could Hymenaeus have overthrown the faith of some so easily, if it was physical, saying that the resurrection has passed already? 2 Timothy, that's right, verse I just used, 2, 17, and 18. How can he overthrow the faith of those people back then and they ain't seen no physical bodies? How easy can he have done that? And it wasn't physically, since y'all believe it's physically. No, it says, if Shaul had taught the assemblies to believe in a physical resurrection. That's what y'all say that Shaul's teaching in Romans and Corinthians and Revelation and blah, blah, blah. How could Hymenaeus have overthrown the faith of some so easily if Shaul was teaching physical, which y'all teaching today, saying the resurrection has passed already? So how can that have happened so easily when y'all say Shaul was teaching physical on the resurrection? Question 198. Resurrection again, physical. If Hymenaeus told them that the resurrection had passed already, and they believed in a physical resurrection, wouldn't they have looked in their local cemeteries in Yasharel, in Yarden, to see that the bodies were still in the grave, and therefore their faith could not be overthrown. Man, come on, folks. Come on, Hebrew laity. Come on. Come on. Come on, some of you Christians that come peeking. Stop it already. Come on. Stop worrying about your pastor, your overseer, your teacher, your this, the that, this one and that one. What about the inspired inspiration of Scripture against some of this garbage? Question 199, timing. If Hymenaeus taught a different nature of the resurrection, then Shaul different did. Why did Shaul only condemn the fact that Hymenaeus was off in his timing? That's all he condemned him for. The timing, saying it already passed, saying nothing about the nature, saying nothing about physical, spiritual. That's y'all trying to put your spin on it. Christian spin, Hebrew spin, whatever spin. Question number 200. We only get to 212. I might be able to finish this tonight. If at hand is the correct translation of estimai, that probably Greek, in the 2 Thessalonians 2:2, and it says not to believe a letter as from the apostles and say to them of Hamashiach is at hand. Does that mean that we should not believe that the Romans book, Yaakov, Philippians, Hebrews, Revelation, 1 Kepha are inspired from the apostles, since they all declare the day was at hand? That's a little complicated, I guess, because I didn't read it clearly enough. But if at hand is the correct translation of estimai, that's probably Greek word, in the 2 Thessalonians 2:2, because that's what y'all say. I didn't even read 2 Thessalonians, but I know it. And he says not to believe a letter as from the apostles that say that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Does that mean that we should not believe that Romans, Yaakov, Philippians, Hebrews, Revelation, 1 Kepha are inspired from the apostles, since they all declare the day was at hand? So you're going to have to read 2 Thessalonians 2:2 with the other books where you use the word at hand, and then wonder and ponder your thoughts. 201, I got to turn the exos on. About to be mellow, about to, mellow. If mellow is translated about to in Revelation 10:4 in the KJV, y'all love the KJV 1611. Why isn't it translated about to in most other texts, including prophetic texts in the KJV? Yeah, we know why. When folks got their hand on that stuff earlier, later on, we had to change that. I guess had to be about to be put off. They probably should have put it in there. Question number 202. If mellow was translated consistently correct in Scripture, then wouldn't that mean that there was no doubt as to the time restrictions of the parasura? No time restrictions. No time restrictions to the parasura. If mellow was correctly interpreted. Now, my question 202. Let me see. We almost finished it. I want to give 23 minutes. Let me hurry up. Doggone it. Let me see. I want to get through this, man. All right. 203. If the 19-year gap in the 70 weeks was a secret that was withheld from Daniel and other prophets, why does Amos in 3:7 say Yah reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets? I put big next to that. That's the gap theory theology teaching. Gap. Only thing y'all know about the gap today, you should know, is the gap where you buy some jeans. Gap. If Yah reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets, and his prophets don't mention a 19-year gap in Daniel's 70 weeks, then doesn't that mean that there's no gap in the 70 weeks? Because he never revealed that garbage to some other prophets, which Amos says he reveals his secrets to his prophets, Amos 3:7. 205. If Daniel 12 is still in the future, does that mean that the children of the people, of thy people, the first century Yehudi, Jerusalem, in verse 1, and the whole, and the Kadesh people, in verse 7, are the Jews living today? Ooh. That's what he was asking. Remember this question to them. I put next to the hell no. I put next to that number 205. Don't say that word. 206. If the Yehudim living today are the Kadesh people of Daniel 12:7, yet it is taught that Yahuwah will never destroy the Yehudim and they will keep their land and power forever. How can the Kadesh people have their power completely shattered in Daniel 12:7, even though he's going to come up with that verse after that? Even though he didn't put it in there, but I'm putting it in because I know the verse is Daniel 12:7. 207. Question. Daniel, question. If the Kadesh people being, they guys got Jews here, the Yehudim could not have their power completely shattered, because that's what the BHI would say, it wasn't completely shattered. We find out who we are today. Then does that mean that they cannot be a great tribulation, 12:1? Daniel. Resurrection of the just, Daniel 12:2. The righteous shining forth as the firmament, Daniel 12:3. Question 208. What purpose would it serve for Yahusha to come back physically and visibly? Physically and visibly. What would be the purpose? Like y'all really knew how he looked back then. Like, how you gonna know anyway? How you gonna know? Well, we know he ain't European. We know he ain't Sisri Boje. We know he's not him. We know he's not that. But how else we gonna know? Sisri Boje. That's just a question he's asking. What would be the purpose of physical stuff anyway? He said, you would know me no more through my physical. We know him no more by that way. But he's going to come back physical, but we don't know him no more that way. 209. Why would Yahusha have to come back in the flesh to reign on the earth? That's question number 209. Why? What is the purpose of this earth stuff coming back here? Pilgrims on the earth, it says in Hebrews chapter 11. Let me finish up. Question 211. If Yahusha was not omnipresent, everywhere at the time while he was in the flesh, does that mean Yahusha won't be omnipresent if he comes back in the flesh? I don't know whether this got question 202. If the rapture or second coming is in when we shall see him as he is, why do those who believe it say the people can go to heaven when they die? So how are you going to see him if you're already in heaven? When you die, but we're going to see him as he is. This all jacked up. I'm glad 200. I don't believe I'm finishing this up. Does that mean when they die, they go to heaven, then they won't see him as he is? I guess he got tired. He just started thinking of things. Heaven. He started asking y'all questions. This is stuff that y'all got with all the confusion futurism confusion. That's why. So people think of stuff because just what they hear back from people who's saying stuff to them, like me for all these years. That's what you do. Or does it? Okay, question 214. See him. Or does it mean that they see him as he is in two different times? He's backing up 213, 214. I told you 214. Hands of question 70. He made a little joke. This is the 70 question that he skipped from the 69 week, making jokes in the sense of the gap theory. So he put question 70 in the 60s. These guys fooling around here at the last one. If Mashiach was actually in his eternal physical resurrection body, will we be raised with the same physical body and likeness as Mashiach was raised? 1 Yochanan 3:2. And boy, y'all gonna say yeah, because that's what I've been slammed and beat down with. He had his physical hands when he came up and he went to the room and he showed Thomas his hands. That's physical. Yahushua was born incorruptible. You were born corruptible. Period. End discussion. You don't need to raise your corrupted flesh back. His body was uncorrupted. Your body is corrupted. Period. Back to the dust. You shall go. No reincarnation. You come back something different. Or the same. change. Go down, 1 Corinthians 15. Read it. Let me hurry up. I gotta read this again. If Mashiach was actually in his eternal physical resurrection body, actually the same body, they had the whips, the beats, and everything else. Come on now, because remember they beat him all so he couldn't even recognize him. We will be raised with the same physical body and likeness as Mashiach was raised in 1 John 3:2. He's asking a question mark here. Question after that, question 70, we're gonna have A down to F. Was he physical? Will we have the same physical body? Question mark. Was he any age? What age? Will we be the same age as HaMashiach? Will we too have scars that we had previously? Question mark. The HaMashiach did. Will we all be raised male? Like HaMashiach was? Since we're going to be exactly like he was, he's asking the question, people. Since we're going to be just like him, we're going to be same age as him. So they're trying to give you something to think about. Or physicality stuff. What about babies? Will they be raised as babies? Or all people suddenly be raised at the same time, same prime of age 30, like Mashiach? He's asking, we going to be raised just like Mashiach because he had a physical body? I mean, because he came only for them to see. That's the only reason why he did that. It was no for a reason. It had nothing to do with the physicality. So they can recognize who he was. That's why he said, look at my hands. And then he ate this to show them. Wasn't no ghost. The Jehovah's Witness crap. Wasn't no ghost and no spirit. That's the only reason why he did that for. Y'all turn around and make a doctrine out of that 2nd century Ignatius, the Catholic, and the Christians, and the physical bodies come out there. Talking about that's why it hasn't happened yet. And the creeds and the Catholic Church and the creeds and all that. That's why it hasn't happened yet. Physical. Literal. What about the food HaMashiach ate? Obviously, it took teeth to chew. I guess laughing out loud connected. I don't know what he meant teeth. I guess y'all gonna have teeth. What about if you have a cavity? I got a cavity. Did that get filled? And I guess when you get the immortal body, they fix all the teeth up. Cause hurry up. You may ask, why do you put the 70th question after the 214? He's making a joke. Well, I'm only using the same fallacy of logic dispensations use when applying the 70 weeks of Daniel. Just consider it an intervening question, part of a gap between the 69 and 70 week. I put ROFL. So that's what he finished up with, making a joke about the 70 week, the 69, and the gap theory. The 214 questions after about 4 YouTubes is complete. So we went from 180 to 214, and praise Yahuwah through Yahusha. This is up. So now I'm going to go on. I don't even know if I really want to do the heaven and earth after I just did the prophetic language of Matthew 24. So I might, for me, I don't know where, I might just want to go ahead and deal with this law stuff and deal with this terminology and this Shabbat word and this and this and that, and boy, and let the blood just keep rising, just keep boiling. So what? So be it. It is what it is. Showbiz. And because that's one I did left out so far, the heaven and earth. I may just do a little bit on that because that's why I did the Matthew 24 with the prophetic language, with the Old Testament prophets, with the Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21, even though, and 2 Peter chapter 3, blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't on the YouTube. But it's still the same theme of the prophetic language used with heaven and earth, etc. On that other YouTube, we used some of the Yeshayahu 13, Yeshayahu 34, and others will be used in heaven and earth. Yeshayahu 65, 66, etc. But it's the same thing. So I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. I'm tired of getting. Well, I want to finish up with this law, statute, commandments, the law, and etc., etc., etc. And then I can call it quits, and the BHIs will be happy. Like, yo, man, glad. Shut up. I'm tired of you anyway. So then I can move on and do what I got to do. Whatever. So I ain't gonna be sitting around here for no 5 years with this nonsense, with folks with this stuff. No. No. But anyway, 214 questions. You can play all 4, a couple of YouTubes, whatever it was, how many, go over them again. If you do the best you can, study yourself, approve unto Yah. and do what you have to do. Don't be afraid of these folks, Hebrew laity, and you don't have to be rude neither if you find out something, believe something neither, but you don't have to be afraid. Because he said he hid these things from the prudent and the wise and gave it to the babes. He hid them from the prudent and the wise and gave it to the babes. What did he give to the babes? Understanding that the prudent and the wise couldn't even get. Couldn't even believe. Couldn't even get. Too doggone prudent and wise. There you go. So, that doesn't mean that I got it and you don't have it. Whoever watches YouTube, I got it. I just finished watching YouTube. My friend sent me. This guy promoting himself so much on YouTube. I know I didn't eat nothing to make me throw up. But I said, dog, my man, stop talking about what you got. And what somebody else don't got. I don't even want to name him. Oh, yeah, Pastor Dow. Yeah, I'll call him out. Pastor Dow. What he got, what somebody else don't got. Shut up. Somebody ask you what you got. Preaching your garbage. Somebody he believe in another polygamy. He don't use the word polygamy. He uses some other word, but he believes the same. Oh my gosh! I'm telling you, man. That's why. I wish the apostles were here, because either all of us would be getting slapped in the head or something, be confronted on something. Somebody would be told something about something is wrong. Too many different doctrines. I'm talking about is inspired. I wonder why the doggone Muslim folks be taking pokes at these people with the scriptures. Oh, these doggone doctrines. Yeah, well, preterists and other stuff is included as well. You have no choice. Ain't no apostles here. People telling you something in the scripture that's not there, reading it to you, making it fit, turning around, getting a Hebrew spin doctor out of the cab, turn around, make a U-turn. Christian spin doctor, he coming right behind them in the car. I mean, it just doesn't stop. Then you got the Jewish rabbis. Let me throw them in there. You can't say nothing against them, because then they really get mad. You can't say nothing against the Jewish rabbis. What the rabbis say, then what the mores say, and what the pastor says. What does it say? I don't know what it says, but what did they say? What they told me? Okay. What did it say for myself? I really don't know. It doesn't matter. Come on, Hebrew laity. Let's go. Pick it up. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Let's go. Praise Yahuwah for letting me get to 214 questions. And I almost wasn't going to do this now. I wanted to hurry up. I didn't want to be all night doing this. 214. All right. Shalom and peace. This is not business. This is not personal. This is scriptural business. This is not personal. First of all, when I'm reading the stuff, it makes, I don't know. Sometimes these questions make my head spin because I'm rereading this stuff and I'm wondering, what has people been told? Just think about what you've been told with the contradictions of these questions, and then think. And zombies, man, don't even want to think, let alone action. Just think first, then you can do action. Then you can get up here and do a YouTube, and I can go in and put thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. If y'all do one, so I can see it some kind of way, somehow. I would love to see it do it. Or be encouraged. Don't be afraid. Be encouraged. Be bold. Give him boldness of speech. Plainness of speech as well. And boldness in the Ruach HaKodesh. Don't be afraid, folks. But I know how it is to be afraid because I was there. I've been there. I got to say that in these YouTubes. It's easy to speak it through YouTube, too. Anybody here? Shut up. But me, I would do if I was around you. Some of the manners I probably wouldn't. I don't want to get all, get no tougher with no goofy boneheads. But I still would be like, nah. I already done it in the street, 149th Street, 3rd Avenue. With the IUIC by myself. So it don't matter. Psst, please. I don't care about none of that crap. I don't need a gang. I need a big group. 16 people standing up there. Well, it was daytime. But I remember I ain't going to say that. Back in 1990, I remember way back, just a new babe in Christianity. I remember the boys told me out there in the street preaching up there on the little thing. Told me, little Christian boy, you better put your Bible under your arm and go home. I remember back then, the sermon. I didn't know the cat sitting to me the right was down with it. Yeah, boy, look at that. Gotta pay attention out there. You gotta know what's going on. That's right. That's right. He told me, little Christian boy, way back then when I didn't even know half the stuff, or not even close to all the stuff I know now. Woo-wee, I probably would have got jumped back then. If I would have been talking the way I knew now. Oh my gosh. It'd have been a wrap. It would have been some trouble. Boom, cause you ain't gonna beat me down with no microphone yelling, acting a fool. That's the way you do it. I know how the game is played. That's right. Been dealing with this stuff and been around this since 1990. But not dealing with y'all in general. But I did deal with y'all somewhat back then. And anyway, but now that I know all your little doctrines, all your little stuff, and your eschatology and all this other good stuff. And will y'all please, one of y'all, whoever's out there with the Hebrews, y'all still using Jesus Christ, can y'all get an etymology, a breakdown on that? Can you get a revelation and revealing on that? Can y'all just open up and stop saying God and Lord? Because please, I mean, y'all Hebrews, y'all confusing me. I know the Hebrews in the first century didn't use these terminologies. So y'all stand up here talking about Hebrews to me, and I'm wondering what in the world. I told my friend Pete, I told my friend Don, I told my friend Dwayne, I told Katia, I told Angie. Come on. Step up. Awaken to that. Then Ronald Doherty did the thing down there in the church in North Carolina. My friend lives down there. And he up there talking about the Most High God, I think he said up on the pulpit. Most High God. Do a breakdown on the word God. He know that. Let me go get his book, Hebrews and Negroes. Let me see Ronald Doherty. You Most High God. Now, if you're confused on the name, pick one. Then doggone it. Whoa. All right, D. That's it. Shut my mouth. Shalom, peace. Take care. I don't know what I'm coming back with, but we sure not going to come back some. If he spared me to live to see another tomorrow, we be back with whatever the best thing we can bring to help the Hebrew laity get out the clouds. All right. Take care. Shalom. And take care again in peace.